It's not very tall. Let me just... You see me here? If I'm squatting, if I'm to stand up, let me just go like that. This is pretty short. I dare say this is about 140 centimeters in height. Oh, geez, they slide pretty easy. Fuel cap is there. This is reverse camera. Probably should mention that too. Sort of strange that it's missing the middle here. See, here we have the interior. Pretty advanced, I guess you'd say, for a van. Standard key with the lock on it. It would be nice if it was push button start, but it is what it is. Don't want to get audio copyright, but I tell you what, for a van, it is car centric. It drives like a car. That's just there temporarily, don't worry about that. So you got CD player, channels, blah 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 blah. Pretty basic unit. I'm pretty sure this is on another model. Toyota's glove box. Yes. It looks like it can fit a large bottle there, another bottle there, there, and another one down there. You know what I've noticed that this is missing though? When you go into certain car parks and so on, normally you just have a place that you can chuck your docket. Normally, you know, you wouldn't put it here. It needs a little clip here, just so you can get and just stick it under. Like with a motorcycle, I just flip it underneath the tank lid, the fuel cap lid. The van definitely needs that. So, what do we got here? Basic steering controls, voice, volume, up and down, menu buttons, mode. Let me just go in a little bit so you can see that. Okay, I'll have to turn it on. Why are you not going into mode? Okay. Continue. So it's pretty basic. You just push the button, does what it needs to do. So looking at the menu, let's have a look here. What do we got? Apps. Infotainment channel. Go home. What's home? Home is it? Okay, so that's where we are. We're at Doug Lindsay Reserve. So just sitting in the passenger seat here, I'm 5'11", or if I turn it around, I've got enough headroom. You know, it can't really go further back because of the cage, but it's good enough. Let me flip it around and I'll show you what I'm looking at here. So it's not really, it is a step through, but that's, your foot kind of sits a little bit high. That's understandable. Normally the engine was sort of under here on the old ones, but it's up under there. But tell you what, I wouldn't mind a seat position that's slightly further back, but it's good. Ooh. Electric windows, I should have pointed that out before. It's a basic 12 volt power supply there. Ooh, that's handy. Down here, USB ports. Another 12 volt, I suppose, whatever that is. They're manually adjustable seats, I would say. Let me just check my side. Yes, there's a latch. See? It's a latch. So there's the child lock. I'm sort of all over the place with this, so I'm sorry. But, look, if you're over like 6'3", 6'4", your head's going to be really close to that. Very, very close. Now, these new Hiaces, they seem a little bit more squashed. I don't know the internal measurements from here to here. I will chuck it up on the screen, but I think with something like this, loading size, you should be buying it based on if you want a low roof, mid roof, high roof. So let's go outside and have a look-see. Keep an eye on that. Oh, bit of a jump. I wonder if that was, let me just go in reverse. Let me put more pressure on the actual brake, then drive. Yeah, you can't be gentle with your foot on the brake when you're changing gears. You got to have it pretty planted. You can't just be like that. So I go reverse and then go drive. It jumps a lot. Let me put the dash camera on and we'll go from there. Right, I've got my phone facing me first, purely because, just so you sort of get a different angle for a change, something different. Hopefully you can hear. It's not really loud. It's bouncy, but it's not loud, which is good. Excuse my phone. Oh.
Approaching railway crossing.
Nice. Oh, this also has lane departure assist or some sort of weird line thing going on where it tells you what you're looking at and how you go ahead and keep between the lanes. Now let me just change it back. Thought we'd try a different camera angle this time, just to see how things work out. This is the 3.5 litre petrol version. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that is right. And here's a nice new van, mate, that's right. Oh, Toothless back there. Because I really wanted a van. Short story about why I'm reviewing this van too is I had a Volkswagen Caddy, short wheelbase, all mirrored, all windowed. And let's just say it was a love-hate relationship. I loved that van. It was an auto 1.9 litre DSG turbo diesel, and that was a Vauxhall, an Audi engine. And where was I going with that? Yeah, awesome car, awesome little car. Apparently I got lucky because the only issues I had to do with that was just change the timing belt and change the water pump to a metal propeller, and it ran fine. It ran perfect. Then I brought a Volkswagen Transporter T5 2006 model. It just ticked over 300,000 kilometers. That's about 180,000 miles, and that was an auto. See my receding hairline? It got worse when the stress came with that car or van, monstrosity or thing. The Germans in there, superiority. I shouldn't pick on it. It was a great van, don't get me wrong. But then the transmission went. Then I took it to a transmission shop and they said, hey, this is going to cost you $5,500, Peter. And I looked at them and I said, no, it will not. It will not cost me $5,500. I will sell it. So I sold it. Now I'm looking at buying another one because I don't want to buy an automatic T5. I should have brought the manual. My heart was set on the auto because it's just easier. However, these things happen. What can you do, huh? What can you do? So I decided, alright, my next van, it's either going to be a Hiace or a T5. I don't want a Ford Transit. I just don't really like the look of them. I like the T5 and the Hiace. So, if it's got to be a Hiace, it's got to be the 3-litre turbo diesel, and it's got to have relatively low kilometres. Now the problem with it, I'm just pulling into this golf course here. The problem with that is, if I get the Transporter, it's got to be a manual. If I buy a Hiace, everyone swears by the auto. They say, you got to get an auto. The auto is the best. Okay, that may be the truth, but I'm hesitant to buy another second-hand one that's an auto, purely because of the issues they can have. I'm going to turn up this person's road because I have gone the wrong way. I keep forgetting I've got a reversing camera. Not that I should really be using it while you're driving. If you're buying a car for a reverse camera, you got problems. And I find vans, larger vehicles like this, easier to reverse park than small cars. Now I attribute that to the fact that the van is square at the back, so you can really bring it right up close, where some cars sort of have that weird oblong bonnet and it just doesn't work properly. But here we go, we're going to pull out onto the 100 zone here. I'm going to floor it and I'm going to read out the speedo. Okay, 18 kilometers an hour, full throttle. 55, 60, 67, 70, 80, 90, 100, there we go. Not bad. Not bad. You probably heard it, get up and boogie. There was a speed camera back there, but that's okay. Don't tell them. Don't tell thrifty car rentals. Well, he was speeding. Oh, if I get a fine, I get a fine. What can you do, huh? What can you do? Steering wheel's at the right height. Not adjustable, that I can feel. Might be. If it is, it's a mechanism underneath. Good thing about this van is the indicator stalks are on the right side, not the left side. The Volkswagen was opposite and it used to fuck me up. Pardon me, I shouldn't swear. It irritated me. It's German, and once again, their superiority. I shouldn't say. Here's something ironic for you. I won't mention a certain person, but if I was to shave my moustache, just have a little bit here, that person's clearly hated, right? But that person also funded the Volkswagen Beetle and partly Volkswagen. So, why do hipsters love Volkswagens when they by buying a vehicle that's pretty much tied into the third
Please obey all
curve.
traffic regulations.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's telling me off for doing 180 zone. Oh, that's enough ranting, rambling, talking, blah blah blah. Let's pull over and swap the camera angles. I want to stick it up here, face it this way, hopefully get a nice sort of front dash angle. I think that'd be good. But first I've got to pass all this roadworks, which you'll probably see out this way in just a squiz. Roadworks. Let me pull in here. Hopefully this isn't too jittery for you. Maybe if I hold it one-handed, it might be. It looks like it's certainly bouncing around a lot. Don't know if you can see it on the screen or not down here, but when you go out of the lane a little bit, it goes a little bit.
Caution. Approaching railway crossing.
A little bit. Let me just move over so you can see it. Hey, see? It slows down for you. It's weird. I don't like it. Let's see if I can set cruise control. Yes! Hey! Magic, magic. Oh, better slow down. Check out the stereo. No music coming through. Sorry, I'm not very good at car reviews or anything like that. I'm pretty much making this for myself because I can. I will say one thing, the rear vision mirror is mounted pretty goddamn low. I think that could be mounted 5 inches higher, to be honest. It does look like it's pushed down though, because it's on one of them weird swivel things. So if I'm right, then you can switch it. And something in the back, even though this van's only done 1,680 kilometres, something in the back is rattling. I think it's a plastic box or something that's one of them like repair kit things. I've realised I forgot to talk about what I was talking about before. Sorry, I got completely sidetracked. So why am I looking at a van like this? Well, I wanted to buy another motor van, and I've got my heart set on that Nissan Elgrand. God, I love that van. I know it's not a commercial van, but 3.5 litre Nissan 350Z engine. Drinks a fair bit of fuel. It's like 12 litres per 100, but it's got twin sunroofs, 8 seats. I can remove the seats and it can fold up and fit a motorcycle. It's cramped like this, but it's just a nice combination between a van and having the ability to be able to take people around and having the ability to be able to tow and carry a motorcycle inside it. I know you're probably thinking, well, you could just buy another Transporter T5, a manual one that's got a awesome, manual transmission. Those things will run for forever if they're serviced correctly, and I do agree with that. They will run forever if maintained correctly, but they're very agricultural, and I kind of am prepared to sacrifice a little bit of storage and cruisability, Surely that's got to be a word, cruisability. For a Nissan Algrand. Then I found out, to add more confusion to the mix, the Nissan Algrands I've been looking at don't have cruise control. But you can add it for about $600 Australian, which is like $350 US. That would be worth it. Oh, what do we got there? Mercedes. Yeah, see, the Mercedes Sprinter. That'd be a nice van to have too. However, ooh, expensive. Be throwing my wallet at it. Maybe I should make an OnlyFans, hey? Do some regretful things for cash and buy a van like this. I was going to do the whole van life thing in the micro van, in the little caddy. I had a little bed and stuff set up here. I'll show you a photo here. That was a beast, man. I love that little caddy. Like, if I could buy another one, I would, but I kind of feel like saying you shouldn't go back to what you've had previously. Saying that I wouldn't mind a T5. So, I'm a bit of a hypocrite. Let's talk about motorcycles too while I'm here. Had a look at a Yamaha FZ1N, which is the naked, and it was $4,500 Australian. That's about 2,800 US. It was cheap. Done 55,000 kilometers, 35,000 miles. So it's done a few Ks. It was well within the bounds of, you know, I wanted to rip it apart, repaint it, make it all nice and mint, and I'll show you a photo of what I was going to make it look like. However, I discovered it had a cracked frame that had been re-welded, and that made me second guess whether or not I should buy one. And then I discovered entire threads about cracked frames from the FZ1N from 2006 to 2008. So I'm like, you know what, I'm not going to buy one. I'm going to wait till this 2011 one that's for sale with the guys over in Perth. That's on the other side of Australia. 7,000 kilometres away. 7,000. Like, yeah, 7,000 kilometres away. No, not that. Jeez. 1,000 kilometres away. It's about 1,000 kilometres away. About 600 miles away. And he said he's coming back because the motorcycle's based not far from where I am now. And I guess he's over there for work. Go, mate. Go. I'll let you in. You're welcome. Where was I going with that? What was I talking about? The motorcycle or the distance. Okay, so there's an FZ1N, a 2011 model. It's black. It's got low Ks. It's got 10,000 miles, 22,000 kilometers. Really, well, that's racist. I can't do that anymore. Really, really nice. So I wanted to buy that, and I was like, okay. I contacted him and said, hey, I want to buy it. You know, I got him down $500. And he said, okay, look, but I am away in Perth. And at first I'm like, oh, this sounds like one of them Nigerian scams. And he said, look, I'm away in Perth. I'm a FIFO worker. That means he flies in, flies out for his work. And he told me, look, I will be back in a couple of weeks. You can come and inspect it then. I'm stuck because Australia's got this whole quarantine, COVID thing going on. All that sort of stuff. It's kind of stressful. So I decided, you know what? Oh, matey, I'm going to buy myself a new bed. It's $1,600. Buy myself a new phone. Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus, which is what you're looking at now. You're watching through now with your eyeballs. And then I've got to stop. It bloody breaks for you. I don't like it. Where was I going with that? Yeah, so I spent a bit more money than I wanted to, but that's okay because, you know, the way I'm making my money at the moment is kind of good. Unfortunate, I don't have any debt. Should be saving for a house, but I keep spending my money. But you gotta at least have a toy or something to keep you sane, right? At the moment, that's my car, and I'm now looking in the long run to buy a van. What have we got in front of me? A Mercedes Vito. He's from Queensland. See, this van's in front of me. It's not bad. However, apparently they're absolute pigs to maintain. I mean, you're probably watching this if you're overseas, so what are you talking about? Mercedes are cheap to buy parts from. Not in Australia. we're a giant island and you have to import all your parts. And when you import all your parts, the wholesaler, the dealer, every man and his dog will go, I want a piece of that pie. Give me some of that pie. Thank you very much. Now I've got to remember how to get to this place. Police. Oh, diesel bell, bro. Diesel bell. I also discovered that they make two-door Hummers. Oh my god. Double. They are amazing. And then I contacted an exporter that was in America and it's like, yeah, bruh, 150 grand. Shit. That's the price of a house here. But it is a dream car and I will hold on to a dream. One day I will own a Hummer H1 two-door long tray because they are absolutely mental and I love it. And it's so, a lot of people say, oh, it's not very good on fuel, blah blah blah. Yeah, okay, that's true. If you're driving it around town, that's true. But if you're using it for kilometers and highways and distances and stuff, it is perfect. Oh, smoking a durry. That's a new service station. I haven't been in there yet. I should go check that out. This town, my family have houses here, and it's nice-ish, but it's kind of depressing at the same time. And I don't know what it is about this town. It's a love-hate relationship. Such a love-hate relationship. Ooh, motorcycle. Hey, look, there's my car. There's my pretty. You see it? My precious. Right there. Ooh, made it. Hey Marshall, this is the new Hiace. It's got fucking USB ports. It's got them. I'm taking it for a test drive. It's very nice. I like it a lot.